Yeah, I don't ever remember feeling like this. But I'm out here in these YouTube streets. So I want you to get your fingers.
I don't know what you're doing.
I want you to
right
get
now,
your mouse.
I want you to check me out.
And I want you to check me out.
Get ready to do this. It's the relationship rehab. Like, share, and subscribe. We coming at you live. So come on, let's take a ride. Then subscribe to United Guns of America. Just click that link and listen up to what I'm telling you. It's the relationship rehab.
Click that link right now. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and I just want y'all to subscribe to my channel. You know what I'm saying? I want you to let me know what you think. I'ma talk about some things, you can talk about some things, and we can do our thing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's all about having a conversation, right? I mean, if we can't talk to each other, then, I mean, what are we really here for? I want y'all to be able to just come over to my channel, talk to me about what's going on with you, and I can tell you what's going on with me, and we can build some things. You know what I'm saying? That's all about growth, baby. So click that link, go ahead and swipe on your phone, whatever you gotta do. Share my content. It's just get me out here, baby. Cause we just talking, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I like doing what I'm doing because it's about the people. It's about us having a conversation with each other. It's about us discussing whatever needs to be discussed. And on these YouTube streets, this is the best place to do it, baby. Like, share, and subscribe. That's right. Click the link. Click the link. Yeah. I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out here that's already subscribed. You know what I'm saying? Cause y'all ain't the first one, and y'all ain't the last one. So I just want to give a shout out to everybody that done click the link, that done click the share, and then subscribe to your boy. Cause we gon' grow this thing together, baby. Relationship rehabbing, United Guns of America. To the world blow up, baby. Yeah. Click the link, baby. Click the link, baby. Yeah. Hey, I just wanted to send a shout out to all y'all. I love y'all. That's why I do this. It's for the love of us, baby. I appreciate all of y'all. Ooh, we gon' do this thing. We gon' do this thing right here, baby. Hey, look, if you at a computer right now, just go ahead and click your link. What else you got to lose, baby? Tell me what you think. Hit the comment section. You can jump on the live panel. We do it all here. That's what it's all about. So come holler at your boy. I've been doing this for years, but I just got onto this YouTube thing. So hey, let's see what it do and where it can go.
To United Guns of America. Just click the link and listen up to what I'm telling you, telling you. I would share the definition of balling with you white folks, but no. The game is to be sold and not told, baby. Yes, sir. That I love you, waiting for the moment when you got time to chill. Yeah. I just gotta tell y'all one thing. I'm up before the sunrise, first to hit the block. Little bad motherfucker with a pocket full of rocks. Learn to throw them things, get your skinny little ass kicked. A nigga laugh till the first motherfucker got blasted. I put this nigga in his casket. Now they covering the bastard in plastic. I smoke blunts on the regular, fuck when it counts. I'm trying to make $1 million out of quarter ounce. Getting choked on the 5-0. Fuck them hoes. Got a 45 screaming out survival. Yes, sir. Lay low. Took some yayo. Holler one time when I say so. Don't want to pin them hitting fences. Knocks on the nigga back, missing me by inches. And they say, how do you survive wearing 265 in the city where the skinny niggas die? Tell mama don't cry even when they kill me. They could never take the game from a young G. I'm straight balling. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Brian Redmond, and one more time, we are off up in here. Welcome to everybody to the Relationship Rehab and the United Guns of America channel. We are going to have a good show here tonight. I am so glad to be back in the building one more again. I had my internet down. I was fussing and fighting with Spectrum over the goddamn weekend trying to get my internets back up. So they finally got it up. That was yesterday, Sunday evening. It finally came back up. So I know I owe y'all some shows. So I'm going to definitely get it in starting on tonight. So with that being said, I want to jump right into the show, but I can't do that until I play my favorite part.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
God damn, Devin. How you just go? He like about time you did a show, nigga. Devin, how you just gonna come at me like that, man? I mean, God dog. Just give me some time, man. Hey man, wasn't my fault this time. Hey, look, it was not my fault. My internet was down. Spectrum had the whole little horseshoe that I'm in was out. So hey, I tried. I couldn't do nothing about it. So I'm here now. So hey, it's all good, and we're gonna have ourselves a good show. What man, ladies and gentlemen, Kwame Brown is in the house. Why does this troll keep coming? It's like this dude has a troll account and keeps coming here. He said ounce. I don't know what the fuck that might be Kwame if he said ounce. Again, I'm starting to enjoy your shows, yours only. Okay, Mr. Fake Kwame Brown. Please, sir. I mean, like, you know, why would that person pick that name to troll me with? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it. But whatever, man. Let's go. All right, so what I wanted to talk about tonight, and it was something that, well, actually I wanted to do this show Friday. No, it's all good, Devin. That shit funny, man. It's all good. But hey, shit, my thing is, look, it's like this. I'm here to create content and I'm here to do a show, and sometimes I can't do that. And I get it. And sad enough this time, it was because it wasn't my fault. But hey, shit's back up now, so it's good. And I'm glad to be here one more again. But hey, man, y'all hanging in there with me, and I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all to stick by me. My faithful few that ride with your boy, I love y'all. And it's like, yes, I know I could be doing shit to get numbers, but that's not what I'm here for. Yes, I do want to get big one day, but I like staying in the little lane that I'm in, because all the content that I do create, there's a method, there's a purpose behind it, and hey, I'm proud of what I do. So with that being said, man, it's gonna pop when it's supposed to pop. I'm just staying faithful to what it is and staying true to what it is that I do. And man, I appreciate everybody that takes the time out to actually watch what it is that I do, clicking the like button, clicking the subscribe button, and that's exactly what it is. Thank you, Wolf Bear. That's just what it is, man. It's like, if I've learned, just one thing about just being in this, it's like you got to do what you here to do, or it's all bullshit, essentially. So it's like, that's why I stay on the path. And that's definitely one of the things that I learned from my brother Tommy, and the person who introduced me into this here game, and just being able to do those things that you're good at and staying true to what it is that you do. And I appreciate the fact that I learned that early, as opposed to figuring it out later on down the line. So I'm good. I'm all good. I'm a blessed man. I live a good life, and it's getting nothing but better. So hey, I'm gonna keep doing my thing and keep doing what it is that I do. So the reason why we are here on tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I saw this video and I wanted to do it Saturday, but I couldn't. And the reason why I wanted to do this, it's because I believe that this is a preview into what is to come. A lot of people are talking about what's going on in the world, and you look at all of these things that's happening, and the thing that one of the things that keeps me up at night is that, thank you, ER Bettencourt. One of the things that keeps me up at night is the fact that we are we are what, 2 months away from just getting through the first year of this administration. I want y'all to just hear that. Let that just sit there with what it is that you're thinking about. And what I just said, and just think about that. We are just now getting into or coming up on our first year of this administration. That, to me, is what keeps me up at night. Because when I see where we're at and what's going on, oh, Kevin Samuel's here. Not. Why do these people do this? I don't understand this. I'm going to bet this. I'm going to bet the same person that's Kwame Brown is also Kevin Samuels. And this person probably got two of the same screens up. And he's sitting there on a CRT monitor in his mama's basement. It's late. He don't have nothing else to do but to come here. Matter of fact, I think Kevin Samuels is probably, hold on, let me check. I want to say Kevin Samuels is live right now. Hold on, let me see. Boy, these niggas are crazy, Jack. Yes, Kevin Samuels is live right now. Kevin Samuels is live right now, but he stopped to come to my channel doing his show just to say hello. Hey man, look, I'm popping. I'm a celebrity. I just got a big channel like that. My platform is so huge, and that's just what it is. So hey, it is what it is, man. I'm just saying. But yeah, enough is enough. What's up, NC Worker? I don't know why. And you know what's so funny is, like, why do they choose me? Like, what did I do to deserve this type of attention? Right, Jim? It's these white boy tactics that they doing. They trying to put me in a Dulo twist by having me believe that Kwame and Kevin are both in my chat room at 11:57 at night. Out of my, 50 viewers? 60 viewers, whatever it is, these two niggas is in my chat. Oh man, boy, I tell you. And people wonder why I hate niggas. But with that being said, this is what is a problem for me, is where we are headed. And the fact that we have 3 more years left of this, I don't know where it's going to put us. Now, I do have faith that, hey, we can possibly derail this train in year number 4 and see what happens and see how we can possibly get back on track. But I'm looking at where we're at right now. It ain't looking good. It's just not, because I don't know what else it is to come. When you talking about just the way gas prices are up, way the crime is up, food is up, everything is up. Everything is costing us more money. It's harder harder to get. It's just terrible, and I don't see it getting any better. I just don't see it any better. It's like all of just the major markets, when it comes to groceries, produce, when it comes to the availability of goods, when it comes to housing, all of that kind of stuff, it's all going up, and people aren't making more money. And they even had a video where Biden tried to say that. He tried to tell people, yeah, they're making more money now. And the fact that we're making more money now, that's the reason why we got all this extra money, because of the supply chain is backed up. And I'm like, if you gonna get people to try to believe that shit, then I got a bridge to sell you on 2 blocks over from my house that you can buy. It's like, it's insane to think that people are even, that they're even willing to even attempt to say that, to insult us and insult our intelligence to make us believe that. It's just outrageous. Matter of fact, I'm gonna show you what he said. Let me show you, man. You mean to tell me that you don't know what Chinese spare ribs are? Well, let me show you, man. Yep, there we go. And let's do this. And we will go here. Yep, I got it right here too. My videos. Right up front. I didn't even plan on doing this, but I wanted to show you this just because I can. Let's pause it. And we're going to do that. And I'm going to put this over here so that I can blow up the screen and all that good stuff. So, yeah, let's do that. And then we'll change this. All right, so y'all check this shit out. And listen to what this dude says and how this dude is just literally just fucking lying. And it's like outrageous to even think that somebody would even believe this shit, but most people will think that, oh man, and yes, he has the worst approval rating ever and all that good shit, but that to me is not gonna change what it is what's going on. And I think that that's something that we all need to be concerned about. So y'all check this shit out. Let's go.
Products like smartphones often bring together parts from France, Italy, chips from the Netherlands, touchscreens from New York State, camera components from Japan, a supply chain that crosses dozens of countries. That's just the nature of a modern economy, the world economy. The global supply chains have helped dramatically bring down price we pay for things we buy. But they also made us much more reliant on what happens in other parts of the world. So if a factory in Malaysia shuts down due to a COVID outbreak, which they have, it causes a ripple effect that can slow down auto manufacturing in Detroit.
So he's saying that the shutdown of a factory in Malaysia due to COVID, how long has this factory been shut down? Because we've been having supply chain issues for how long? For how long? I mean, really? Can you believe that he said that shit? Like, yeah, it's just shut down. But COVID only lasts 2 weeks. So how long is COVID gonna just keep this Malaysia chip factory shut down? Which it has. And that's what the problem. Man, that's bullshit. They ain't got no shots over there in Malaysia now. Is that what you're telling me? You would think with us, our good old-fashioned mindset of saving everybody's ass, we would have been dropped a boatload of fucking shots off over there, right? Bullshit.
Why? They can't get. Why? They can't. That can slow down auto manufacturing in Detroit. Why? They can't get the computer chips they need. It's a climate disaster to close the port in China. It can delay shipment of furniture or clothing, reduce worldwide supply, and driving up prices here in America. And the irony is people have more money now.
Yeah, here come the bullshit. Now, what he just said was another lie, too. He said, yeah, well, this is, due to the chip shortage is what's causing costs. How long has it been since we've been having issues with cars not being able to be manufactured as fast? How long, whatever COVID outbreak that has taken place at this factory in Malaysia and this natural disaster that occurred in China on their port, how long would that shit just keep everything shut down? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months? Seriously? Bullshit. He's literally just fucking lying. And the fact that nobody is like calling this shit out and saying, dude, you're lying. It's so disturbing to me because it's only going to get worse. And pretty soon, you're going to be in so much fucking turmoil and it's going to be so fucked up out here in our world that everybody, in my opinion, I think it's just going to turn out and it's just going to be civil unrest at some point. I honestly do believe that. I don't want to, but I think it's going to be that bad to where people are going to be struggling so hard and so long that it's going to be like, fuck it, I'm going to do whatever.
Because of the first major piece of legislation supply and driving up prices here in America. And the irony is people have more money now because of the first major piece of legislation I passed. You all got checks for $1,400. You got checks for a whole range of things. If
$1,400. The checks were $1,400. I want to say what? Maybe within I'd say the stimulus checks that came out, it was like one for $1,400. Everybody remember that. Then it was like one for $6. And then I think it was one for $3 or something like that. It was less than $2,500. So you mean to tell me, with all of the people that have lost their jobs, I'm on my way, Bittencourt. All the people that have lost their jobs, all of the people who did not qualify for the stimulus, all of the people who actually used to have businesses and now they don't, but yet and still, rent is still being owed, bills are still coming in, and you mean to tell me that $2,500 has put more money into people's pockets than people working? All of the unemployment people that got unemployment benefits, that shit's gone, and it's been gone for a few months now. How is it that all of these people have more money to spend when they've had so much taken from them? And hold on, because I know some people will argue that, well, it depends on how smart you are with your money. Yep, all right, but hold on. Gas has went up, food has went up, real estate has went up. All of these things that you used to pay a certain price for have now all increased. So you're telling me that the fact that you've lost so much income, even though the federal government has given you some type of stimulus check, you're telling me that you have more money to spend now with the increase and the inflation being the way that it is. How does that even add up? That's just like if I tell you you're fired, you lost your job, you don't have anywhere to work, and then I tell you, hey, but I'm going to give you this $2,500 though, so now you got more money than what you had when you came into work today before you got fired. Seriously? Come on, man.
If you're a mom and you have kids under the age of 7, you're getting $300 a month. And if it's over 7 to 17, you're getting $360 a month, like wealthy people used to do when they get back tax returns. It changes people's lives. But what happens if there's nothing to buy, you got more money, you compete for getting it there, it creates a real problem. So on the one hand, we're facing new disruptions to our supplies. At the same time, we're also experiencing higher demand for goods because wages are up, as well as people have money in the bank. And because of the strength of our economic recovery, American families have been able to buy more products. But guess what? They're not going out to dinner and lunch and going to local bars because of COVID. So what are they doing? They're staying home, they're ordering online, and they're buying product. Well,
now that's true because people are buying more shit from Amazon than ever before. People are buying more shit from Amazon than ever before. But what does that have to do with the actual inflation and the actual economy of what is going on in the world? Yes, all of the billionaires have made more money. Facts. Facts, they have. But what does that have to do for the everyday working American, the middle class working American, upper middle class? What has that done for them?
More people with money buying product and less product to buy, what happens? The supply chain's the reason, and the answer is you guys. I'll get to that in a minute, but what happens? Prices go up. So we got nearly 20% more goods coming into the country than we did before the pandemic struck. In 19 days, COVID-19 has changed the way we spend our time and our money. More products are being delivered than ever before.
Did you just hear that? How, Sway? More products are being delivered more than ever before. More cars? No. How the fuck does that somebody get to come on national TV and say this and nobody says that's a lie, that's not true? It's not more products are being delivered more than ever before. That's bullshit. We can't get all of the goddamn products we used to having. It's like, come the fuck on. Are you serious?
That's because people have a little more breathing room than they did last year.
That's not true. He's literally just saying whatever.
And that's a good thing. But it also means We got higher demand for goods at the same time we're facing disruptions in the supplies to make those goods. There's a
Did you hear that? More goods have been delivered more than ever before. Turns right back around and then says in the same fucking breath, people have more money to buy more goods, so they're actually buying more goods than they've ever bought before. All right.
This is a recipe for delays and for higher prices, and people are feeling it. They're feeling it. Do you ever think you'd be paying this much for a gallon of gas? In some parts of California, they're paying $4.50 a gallon. That's why it's so important that we do everything in our power to stabilize the supply chain.
We need a partner in federal.
And that's it. That's what you got. I'm telling you guys, this is beyond fucking terrible. It's getting to the point to where it's like, if we don't do something at some point in time, we are going to be in a shit load of trouble. But I did that to get to my point of just saying, I'm going to show you how there's so much going on in the world, in our country, that they're not even talking about. And it's like certain small entities are trying to bring this shit to light, but nobody's really listening. And I'm telling you, what we're headed for is shit like this. Let's go ahead and let's get this started.
We need a partner in federal government to step up. Somebody has to have a sense of urgency.
Both outrage and defeat tonight in Hyde Park after a midday shootout leaves trauma in its wake.
No one was shot, but bullets hit businesses and came close to a well-known community activist.
As Sally Schulze reports, this means one popular spot is closing its doors.
Bullets shattered the front window of Kilwins in Hyde Park, and owner Jackie Jackson says that may shutter this chocolate shop.
None of my staff feel comfortable with coming back, or do I feel comfortable with requiring them to come back. It's a tough decision. I don't want to do it. So I'm not going to say I'm leaving, but I'm closing. I will not be open up for the rest of the year.
Police.
So Kilwins is for those of you who don't know, it's like a chocolate shop. And they make, all kind of shit like turtles and chocolate this, chocolate that. They put all kind of shit in there. And it's a candy store, essentially. That's just what it is. And it's in Hyde Park. Now, Hyde Park, for those of you who don't know, in Chicago, it is probably what you would call the melting pot area of the city. Yes, Chicago is the most segregated city in the country. However, there is a spot in Chicago called Hyde Park, and it's a melting pot. It's some of everybody, literally. Like, you can find everybody from Asians to people from Zimbabwe, from A to Z. You can find them in this area. It's in the same area as the University of Chicago is in. So there's a lot of different people from all different cultures, all different walks of life, and yes, all different parts of the world live in this area. So it's a lot of differences as far as finances. It's a lot of differences as far as culture. It's a lot of differences as far as race in this area. So there is, financial stability for certain types of stores and things like that. But because the violence is increasingly, because it's starting to swell and it's starting to infect other parts of the city, it's getting so bad that it's going everywhere. And the reason why I'm saying that is because 10 years ago, the type of violence that's taken place in downtown Chicago, on the Gold Coast of Chicago, all of that kind of stuff would not have happened. Just 10 years ago, just taking it back to 2010, 2011, that would have never happened. Chicago was not, in those areas, were not violent. Now, was it still wild as hell in the hundreds? Yes. Was it still terrible on the west side? Yep. Over east? Yep, sure was. But in those areas, it would have not happened because there just wasn't, it wasn't allowed. There was policing in place, all that kind of stuff. You didn't bring that shit down there because they would take your ass and put you under the jail. They did not fuck around in those areas. But because there's such an inswell of crime, violent crime, I must say, things like this are happening. And now what's going on is that these people are starting to realize that these criminals are starting to realize, like, it ain't enough police to actually police us. So they're getting even more emboldened. They're doing more shit, and they're like, fuck it. Shoot out broad daylight, shoot out midnight, it don't matter. We getting it cracking.
Say Kilwins was hit along with the hotel across the street and multiple vehicles along Harper near 53rd when someone sprayed this busy area with bullets Tuesday at lunchtime.
Shots ring out, 50 shots ring out in an automatic weapon. So I run for my life, a 100-yard sprint.
Jamal Cole returned to the scene where he ran for his life. The community.
Nigga, Jamal looked like he did that 100-yard dash in about a 4.8. Shit. he looked like he in shape. He run about a 4.8, nigga. Good shit. Yes, Obama does stay in this area. Obama stay in this area. Farrakhan stay in this area. There are literally mansions in this area. Literally mansions. I'm talking like big money houses. I mean, where you talking about just some of the nicest homes in the city. Architecture, Frank Lloyd Wright houses, all that kind of shit in this area.
The activist who's running for Congress is clearly shaken up and fed up.
Y'all don't have a sense of urgency because y'all ain't never had that feeling in y'all stomach y'all gonna die. Right. Y'all ain't never had that sense of urgency. You ain't never ran for your life and ducked under a car.
Even though no one was hit or killed in this shooting, many here say that the damage and the shock of it leaves a ripple effect of trauma spreading through the community.
Coming out of a pandemic, now into a war zone, it's just really, it's mental stress.
Kilwins already dealt with looting at their Michigan Avenue store. Now Jackson says supply shortages, staffing trouble, high rent, plus a shot-out window. It's all too much. Still, she has hope.
Something good may come out of this in terms of the community getting together and we all claiming this community back. That's key.
Because after almost 10 years in business here, she sees sweeter days ahead for Hyde Park. Sally Schulze, Fox 32, Chicago.
So that is just part of the fallout that's happening. And this is not just in this area. This is happening in communities all across the country. And it's so ironic that nobody's saying anything about it, but these were the same people that were rooting for defunding our police. These are the same people that were talking about, we want to get rid of the cops because these pigs and they hurting us. Where are the white people that's killing all the black people at now? With all this shit going on, how come ain't nobody talking about the white folks that's causing this? You know why they ain't talking about it? Because it ain't. It's niggas. Niggas are running rampant. They are running wild. They're like the Urukai in Lord of the Rings. They're running across the landscape, going unchecked and unchallenged. And they know it. And they know it. And this was essentially, this next video that I want to show you, this is pretty much ground zero as to who actually kicked off all of the shit that people were saying when they was talking about, we gonna defund the police. We gonna get rid of the police department. We gonna reallocate these funds. Well, now there's actually a fucking video talking about Portland being over. It's being overran by gun violence and gangs to the point to where they're having a fucking special about it. And now you can go and say that you can say the same thing for areas like Chicago and other urban areas, but Portland never had this kind of violence. Every city does have violence in it. Every city does have issues and all that kind of stuff and some murders and stuff. I get all that, but never to this extent, never to this level. Never to this level. Check this out.
On nearly every street, the homeless crisis continues to swell.
And the people of Portland are left asking, when will all this end? Where's the plan? Where is the leadership?
Now, here's the thing. Check this out. Increase in homelessness. How can we have an increase in homelessness if people have had more money than they've ever had before? You see what I mean? How can we have increased homelessness when people have had more, people got more money than they've ever had before? They buy more stuff than they've ever bought before. But yet and still, we have a problem with homelessness. Why would that be? Now, this is not even related to what the other video I showed you about Joe Biden. I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking strictly about what they are talking about now. This is in another part of the country. This is the first thing that they're talking about. If you have an increase in homelessness, that's usually due to an increase in poverty. You have people who don't have jobs, they don't have money, so they lose the things that they did have. The economy is, the workforce has just fucking suffered tremendously. So now you have what? When you have high poverty, when you have people that are out of work, you automatically have an increase in crime. Thank you, Mr. Breadman said it. Crime and poverty go hand in hand. It's inevitable. And I keep telling people this, when you think about what the government is giving you, all this free shit, it's a dependency tactic. They want you more dependent on the government than on being dependent upon yourself. Because now, what you're going to have happen, you got everybody asking the government, just like that first dude, the government got to step up. No, niggas got to step up. The people in your community have to step up. You cannot depend on the government to take care of you, because I promise you, they've never done a good job at it, and they won't do a good job with it. It's not going to happen. And the fact that they're trying to get people to think that way is part of the problem. That's why things aren't getting better for you in your community. Right. And look at how that's a good point, Amanda. It also increases things because of the shit that's going on. When you have a high crime area, your insurance rates go up. When I was living in the hundreds in Chicago, what I was paying for insurance for my car, when I moved out of the hundreds, it was like a $75 difference. It's like a $75 difference. Well, it's about $60 difference. Just because I was living in a high crime area, I was getting taxed for it. So the people who really can't afford to live elsewhere and have to live in a high crime area, they got to pay more in insurance because most shit is going to happen. What the fuck did I just do over here? That's what happens. So it's like, I'm not going to, when you're talking about being in that type of situation, you're spending more money then, aren't you? But yet still you got somebody like Biden telling you that you have more money than you've ever had before. You're buying more things than you've ever bought before. That's bullshit. So when you add all of this stuff to what they're just talking about that's going on, and then you add, let's take more resources away from our police department, what do you think is going to happen with crime? It's going to fucking skyrocket. Let me tell you something. If I was a gangbanger, if I was a fucking kingpin, and I was in this city, I would be like Nino. I would have a Nino Brown mentality. Fuck taking over a city project. Let's take over everything. I want all the blocks. That's just what it is. So it's like when you're talking about losing control of your community, losing control of your neighborhood, it all happens when you try to depend on your government to take care of you while defunding the police. Perfect getting fucked recipe. This is the exact definition of the overlay for the underlay.
Is Portland over? It's Portland's other pandemic. It takes lives, it leaves scars, it devastates families. But unlike COVID, there's no sense of urgency, no emergency declaration, no bold action plan by city leaders to stop this deadly crisis.
I hear it almost on a nightly basis. A guy was shot about 50 feet from my house maybe a month ago.
Just a long story short, several callers confirming that.
It's scary.
It seems like the city's doing nothing. They wring their hands and occasionally they say, this is terrible, it's not acceptable for Portland, but they don't do anything.
I don't think that they want to listen to the community or hear what the community has to say. they don't want to hear it. I don't think that they have the ability to maybe put it into a plan and execute it.
Portland.
Did you notice something about the people that were in those videos, in those clips? They weren't sitting there talking that, put the guns down, y'all. Y'all, we just got to put the guns down. When it's going to stop? When we going to put the guns down, everybody? It's beyond the hood. That's what that's saying. And that's why you're starting to see a docu-series like this. It's getting beyond it. And that's when people, this is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. We so caught up in what the race hustlers are telling us. We're so caught up in listening to what the race hustlers are trying to preach to us and how it's just the systematic racism that we haven't even realized that it's gone beyond the neighborhood or the hoods. It's actually going beyond that to where it's about where you can afford to live. That's what it's getting to. They're not just trying to subjugate just the black folk. They're trying to make the poor folks stay together. They're trying to make people that were almost out of poverty get right back in. And those that are already in poverty to stay right there and to go a little deeper.
Is now a place where neighbors are scared. Will bullets strike their home, their cars, their loved ones? The faces of those who have already died this year fade into numbers and statistics. Like 18-year-old Michaela Harris, who was gunned down in a barrage of gunfire in front of these food carts downtown. 6 others were wounded. Odion and David Turner, 2 cousins killed by gunfire in an ambush-style shooting at Northeast 82nd and Milton. 4 others wounded. 25-year-old Danae Williams, killed by gunfire while sitting in a car at Northeast Deacom and MLK.
Sitting in a car, gunned down. Tell me that ain't no hood shit. Tell me that ain't no hood shit. Sitting in your car, getting gunned down. And you ain't even in the game. And you just getting your ass shot the fuck up. They don't give a fuck. They have literally been let loose to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. Cause these is niggas and niggas fight. That's exactly what this is.
And then there's 34-year-old Jacob Knight Vasquez, killed here at Northwest 21st and Gleason. Bullets fired from the street into that pizza restaurant, killing Jacob and wounding 2 others.
Priority 2 shooting at Silver Dollar, 501 Northwest 21 Avenue.
I would call it an explosion of violence.
Sergeant Mark Friedman supervises detectives for the Enhanced Community Safety Team, a team he admits can no longer keep the community safe.
No, I've been a police officer for the last 23 years in Portland, and what we're seeing right now is unprecedented.
The facts are stunning and frightening. In
20 years. 20 years. That's a 20-year-old, not 20-year-old, a police officer that's been in the game for 20 years. And he's saying what we're seeing now is unprecedented. They have not seen this. Now, we all know, and we all can vouch and just say, Portland was not even close to being on one of the most dangerous city lists 20 years ago, which will put us back into the 90s. We all know that. We didn't hear shit about Portland being so crazy and it's the murder capital of the world. We didn't hear no shit like that back in the 90s. So he's literally telling the truth. It's unprecedented. He's been on them streets for 20 years, and he said, I ain't never seen no shit like this, essentially. I ain't never seen no shit like this, and the fact that this shit is going on now, it's telling you exactly that this is some shit that's been put into the works, and they're letting it get even worse because they're not even trying to stop it.
Portland, we are outpacing other larger West Coast cities in deadly violence. This year, Portland has had more homicides than San Diego, San Francisco, And we have nearly twice as many homicide victims as Seattle.
Now look at those numbers. Just look at those numbers. 75, 54, 44. Y'all hear them numbers, right? 75, 54, and 44. Now let me show you this. Let me show you this shit. Do you hear those? Y'all got those numbers, right? 75 in Portland, 2021. 75, 54, 44, and 40. That's all right there on the West Coast, the northern West Coast, coming right on down into San Francisco, okay? Now, of course, they ain't got LA in there, whatever. They ain't got that in there. But let's just see where Chicago is at. Let's just see where Chicago is at. I want to ask y'all, where do y'all think it's at? Give me a number. Give me a number as to where y'all think Chicago is at. Just ballpark, just real quick. Tell me what y'all think Chicago is at when it comes to homicides in 2021. 123, 150, 445, 250. Gotcha. All right, check this shit out. Boom. That's 3 days ago. Chicago is approaching 700 homicides. Thank you. ACG Stereo Man was close, and Mr. Bread Man was closer. Well, they was close. Y'all close. Y'all pretty much close, right in there, 50 apart. That's where they're at. 700. Portland is calling for crisis. Do y'all hear this? Portland is screaming, hey man, we in a crisis. We need help. Shit is fucked up. We are in dire straits. And they are at 75. San Diego is at 54. San Francisco is at 44. Imagine Chicago having 75 homicides in a year. You would literally be a fucking crime god if you could get Chicago homicides down to 75. Yes, Mookie Lolo says that's almost 10% of Chicago's total. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you what's so fucked up about it. 2 or 3 weekends from now, it could be at 750. It could be, no, Smitty, 75 ain't a great number in Chicago. 75 would literally be amazing. You could literally get on television and say, I've solved Chicago crime issue and violence issue because we only had 75 murders last year. And everybody be like, damn, you're right. If they're at 75 right now, and we're tipping 700. 700. Let's see what they say for LA. LA, Los Angeles homicides. Let's see where they're at. God damn it, I can't see the number. 2021. Yeah. I'm sorry. There we go. Los Angeles homicides 2021. And the only reason why I'm pulling that up is because it's right along the same coast. So let's see what that is. Homicides. I can't see it. What the year to date, they have 325. 325 year to date right now, 325. We at 700. Do you see the difference? This is what I'm trying to get you to understand. Chicago has gotten so accustomed to the fuckery that they aren't even screaming crisis like Portland is. That's shocking. That is like they're letting it happen so much that they're not even really sweating it anymore. When was the last time you heard about 54 people being shot or 47 people being shot in Chicago over the weekend? You haven't, have you? You haven't. Because they are literally trying to get it to where people are pretty much just getting immune to it. Well, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, whatever. That's what's happening.
As Seattle.
We're not the only city to deal with a rise in the murder rate, but our murder rate has gone through the roof as we've done almost nothing but retreat from public safety.
Dan Levy and Kevin Looper head up People for Portland. The nonprofit has launched a campaign to put pressure on Portland leaders to take action.
Anybody tells you there's a plan right now at City Hall or at the county is lying to you. There's no plan.
There is this plan. In early October, the city installed traffic barrels in neighborhoods hit hard by gun violence, calling it an innovative solution.
Did y'all hear that? Yes. So you got people dying, shootings occurring, and what do? They put up barrels to block only local traffic, to block all additional traffic except for local traffic. Hey, we got people getting shot. We got people shooting in the neighborhood in broad daylight. We got people dying. What do you want to do? Let's put some barrels up on the streets. Deter the traffic.
In early October, the city installed traffic barrels.
That's their answer. Exactly, Jason. Traffic barrels save lives. That's their answer. Traffic barrels.
Barrels in neighborhoods hit hard by gun violence, calling it an innovative solution. The neighbors?
Like there's violence and shooting all over the place, and then we've been trying to make our voices heard. And once we finally get a reaction, it's traffic barrels. It makes you feel like you're not heard at all.
It seems like it's something that's more of an idea that's born out of desperation than something that's going to have an effective impact on.
Hey, you know another thing that you've noticed with these people? These people ain't street folks. These people ain't people living in the hood. These people ain't living in the ghettos. These are your hippies. These are your everyday, I just want to go to work and come home and I just want to, have a sip of my box wine while I watch the news and see what these other niggas are doing. But now I can't do that. These are well-spoken, like Smitty said, these are nice white people. But I'm just pointing out, this is happening beyond the hood. It's going past the hood. These are hippies. These are your quiet neighbors. That guy the only crime he look like he can commit is the crime of having 14 bodies in his basement because he been eating people for the past 20 years. He ain't going out shooting nobody. At best, he's a serial killer. But when you think about it to where these neighborhoods are now suffering that, it's because the criminals have gotten so emboldened. They like, fuck it. We gonna do whatever the fuck we want to do, whenever the fuck we want to do it, and wherever the fuck we want to do it. They're not concerned about keeping it in the hood no more. They're not concerned about keeping it on their block no more. They're like, it's whatever, whenever, whatever. Like Jill Scott say. Whatever, baby. Whatever, baby. That's what they're doing.
The people that live in these neighborhoods, it doesn't seem to do a whole lot.
Yeah, I think it's a really apt metaphor for the disconnect kind of between the city and what they think they should be doing and what people living in the neighborhood want them to do. It's almost like kind of pouring salt in a wound a little bit.
Traffic barriers.
God damn. I didn't even see that, Joe John. Y'all know how hard it is for me to read the chat, but check this out. Joe John said, in 2019, there were 720 murders recorded by the police in Germany. Not in a city in Germany, in all of Germany. The whole Germany, the whole country of Germany had 720 murders recorded by the police. Do you understand what type of situation and fuckery we're dealing with here? If an entire country, rich, middle class, and poor, an entire country in 2019 amassed 720 murders, we have a city that did the same thing. And those murders not necessarily all gun violence. That's stab. You know, there ain't a lot of guns over in Germany. They ain't pro 2A over there. So this is motherfuckers getting beat with shillelaghs, motherfuckers getting their ass stabbed to death, stoned to death. They getting hit with bricks, sticks, and whatever the fuck else you want to throw in there. 720. But I tell you what, it ain't motherfuckers in Germany sitting at home getting a check from the government. It ain't motherfuckers getting stimulus checks in Germany. You know why? Because them bastards over there building Mercedes-Benzes. They over there making this chocolate. That's what they doing over there. So when you look at just the amount of violence that occurred in a country, 80 million people, 720 murders. Fucking one city in Chicago, and we approaching 700, and we still got 2 months left in this motherfucker. A country is being dwarfed by a city in America. That's just, hey, everybody's for themselves.
Girls can't erase the fact Portland now has the highest number of shootings in its history. On a percentage basis, the highest increase than any other city in the U.S.
I think we had 6,800 casings, cartridge casings that we've picked up in the city of Portland in the last 12 months.
These motherfuckers are so not used to gun violence that they actually have a count on shell casings. These motherfuckers had the ability to count the brass. $6,800 casings. We get that in a weekend in Chicago.
So that's 6,800 bullets that have made their way somewhere.
How did we get here? What happened? Crime experts point to July of last year when the Portland City Council defunded millions of police dollars and disbanded the gun violence reduction team without a strategy or alternative plan.
Did you hear that? Let's play that one more time. That deserves a what?
100 bullets that have made their way somewhere.
How did we get here? What happened? Crime experts point to July of last year when the Portland City Council defunded millions of police dollars and disbanded the gun violence reduction team without a strategy or alternative plan.
So they just said, fuck it. We're going to leave these people to the wolves. They literally took the sheepdogs away and let the sheep be feasted upon.
July, when we were eliminated, we instantaneously saw a massive increase in shootings, and that has not stopped. When we were eliminated, we instantaneously saw a massive increase in shootings, 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 and that has not stopped. They 100% know that we're swamped right now, and they're taking advantage of the situation. We don't have enough officers right now to keep up with the number of calls coming into 911.
In a poll commissioned by People for Portland, 89% of citizens support hiring more police, along with increased police reforms and training, with 96% saying the city should mandate police body cameras, something Portland city leaders have failed to agree or act on for years.
Now, here's my thing with that. Y'all heard me say this plenty of times. I believe, and I think that in an effort to, because I believe that there's an opportunity to better policing. I believe there's always an opportunity to get better. But I would say if we can spend 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 15, whatever trillions of dollars for the Green New Deal, the we don't give a fuck deal, for all of these other pet projects, why can't the federal government take some of that tax money that we kick up every goddamn 2 weeks? Why can't they take some of that and say, hey, let's put together some funds to actually help these police departments get things like body cameras, to get the infrastructure to where they can actually have the servers to handle the audio and the video, to handle that so that these police departments can actually have body cameras. Just say, hey, all of these police departments, you motherfuckers want it, we'll either pay for it all, we got enough to where we can give you guys so much towards it. Or if you can, pick up the tab. I don't know how much that will cost, but I'm sure it's a lot fucking less than fucking $25 million going over to fucking Pakistan gender research. I'm sure it's a lot less than that. I'm sure we would be more, we as a country, I'm sure we'd be more pleased to spend money to actually do something like that than to give another fucking country hundreds of millions of dollars for their own shit. Just saying. You remember the video I did when I broke down that first $5 trillion fucking spending package that they put together? And all of the fucking bullshit and pork that they had in it? $100 million to the John F. Kennedy Museum Restoration Project. How about we take that money and put some of that towards what we got going on here as far as body cams for the remaining law enforcement departments? How about that? How about we give you the infrastructure for it and you guys just got to buy the cameras? That's a hell of a deal, right? That's fair. Tell me that's not fair. We'll come in, set up all of the infrastructure that you need to have the body cams, and we'll give you so much money towards this to actually get it. And hey, there you go. You get a couple of companies to bid and put together a bid to see how much it actually costs to actually outfit these departments by so many, several hundred or whatever officers you may have, and at least get them started. And that's how you can say, hey, this is a way for us to be able to better critique in order to train our officers. Because you just don't have to wait for body cam footage. You don't just use the body cam footage just to see what happens when somebody gets shot or what happens when somebody get killed. You have your department use those for interactions that take place. Whether it's a traffic stop or whether it's a fucking felony stop or whether it's a fucking domestic violence call, whatever the case may be, because you have the body cam footage, you can see where your issues are. You can see where you have those gaps, and you can then begin to close them by getting your people the training that they may need. How and when to deploy non-lethal versus lethal. That's it. It's that simple. And it's like when you have people like me, I'm low on the total poll. I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but I can at least see that. That lets you know that there is a fucking plan to just have shit get as bad as it's getting and worse so that you can give up more of your freedoms. I promise you that. Because when you're afraid, you will do anything to feel safe.
Portland's the last major city in America without body cameras. And the thing that body cameras do is they hold people on both sides of the law accountable.
Earlier this spring, the mayor proposed forming a new police-focused intervention team, a replacement for the gun violence reduction team. Fellow commissioners reluctantly agreed, but rejected the mayor's request for additional money to fund it. A few days later, I asked the mayor this question.
Can you tell the citizens of Portland with confidence that they're safe when they see record number of officers leaving the police bureau, dollars not being spent on police, dollars actually being cut?
Well, first of all, I don't believe in lying to people. I believe, again, in treating people like adults and telling them the truth. The fact of the matter is we are under-policed in the city of Portland.
The mayor wasn't lying. Following that interview, Portland experienced a summer of death and violence never seen before, inaction by city commissioners, and grieving family members left to pick up the pieces.
And I want to reach out to City Hall. Let's please untie the hands of our law enforcement officers.
After the death of Jacob Vasquez, his brother-in-law implored city leaders to act, to do their jobs.
I believe that if the proper tools were in place for our law enforcement officers, this event probably wouldn't even have happened.
And here's my thing. But when all of this fuck shit was going on and everybody was shouting, defund the police, where were you guys at? I gotta ask. All of you all should be the main, these people that are speaking, they should be the main people that should have been like, you know, I've been saying this since Black Lives Matter was here and took over our city. This is bullshit and we don't need to defund the police. And these assholes did it. Now my cousin's dead. Now my brother's dead. That's what these guys should be saying, but they're not. Because of two things. Either one, they were foolish enough to not say anything, to not say anything, but they were foolish enough to just go along with all of the bullshit that was happening. Or, because it wasn't affecting them, or they were so fucking quiet and so fucking scared to stand up against a fucking Black Lives Matter because they didn't want to be called the R word. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to be quiet. I'm just going to be silent. We have got to get to a point to where we are done with this. I'm not going to say shit because I don't want the smoke. I'm not going to say shit because I don't want to get canceled. I'm not going to say shit because I don't want people to call me a racist. Man, please. Fuck being called something that you'll probably get called anyway. Why not just do the right thing? Shout out to Mookie Lolo with the $5 donation. He said with a 20-year period of Afghanistan and Iraq, a little over 2,600 kills. Chicago in 1 year, over 700 and counting. Yep. And at one point, that's the whole reason why they got the moniker of Chirac. Because their numbers were actually higher than what was going on in the war in Iraq. But when you're talking about just shit like this happening, this is what going along with the status quo will get you. And this is also what silence will get you. We got this thing, and I see this with so many whites. I see this with so many white folks. I got to call y'all out on this. I understand that y'all don't want to be called racist and y'all don't want to be seen as the problem. Y'all don't want to be called people that are part of the systemic problem. But y'all have got to start saying fuck that. And you got to start saying something because it's the right thing to do. And it's like, that's one of the things that I've noticed about this whole Kyle Rittenhouse thing and this trial that's going on. We shouldn't even be in this situation because what the fuck Kyle did was what anybody would have done. And like I've said before, I would have done worse. Ain't no way in hell I'm running from somebody with an AR-15. I'm not. I would have gave those motherfuckers a warning, and the minute crazy ass Rosenbaum would have caught himself walking up on me, Rosenbaum would have got this iron. I'm not going to be in no tussle, not knowing what a motherfucker got in their hand. I'm not going to be in no tussle, not knowing what a motherfucker's got in their pocket. I'm not going to be in no tussle trying to figure out, he should have just, I couldn't believe that them stupid motherfuckers today said in that goddamn closing remarks, he didn't want to have a hand-to-hand combat. Man, what the fuck? I don't have to go hands-on with a motherfucking go hand-to-hand because I don't see no weapon. How about this, sir? You don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you. You don't put your hands on me, I won't put my hands on you. You let a motherfucker come walking up. If a motherfucker is bad enough to walk up on me and I got an AR-15 in my hand, then goddamn it, a motherfucker is bad enough to get their arm vaporized. Plain and simple. That's in the discussion. There's no point to even talk about that. If I see a motherfucker with a shotgun, the last thing I'm gonna do is to go grab that motherfucking shotgun. Ahmaud Arbery. If I see a motherfucker with a handgun, the last thing I'm going to do is confront and go after the person with a handgun. I'm not doing it. If I see a motherfucker with a knife, the last thing I'm going to do is go after a motherfucker with a knife. All I'm saying is this, I'm not going after them. If I see a motherfucker with a goddamn baseball bat and all I got is these hands, I'm not going after that person. That person's gonna have to come after me. He can talk all the shit he want to talk. He can talk all the bullshit he want to talk. He can say everything. I can be every nigga under the sun. But I tell you this, I'm not going after someone with a fucking gun, and I don't have one, and I'm not shooting them. I'm not even going to try to disarm a motherfucker with a gun, and I got a gun, without shooting them. That's how you disarm a motherfucker with a gun. Drop it. I'm going to hit you with the RoboCop. Drop it. You don't drop it. Pow, 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 pow. Damn, he just shot that motherfucker. Someone please call 911. That's it. That's it. There's nothing else to do. I'm not going to try to tussle with a motherfucker who got a gun, knife, stick, bat, brick, whatever. I'm not doing it. It's stupid. That's how people die, because you don't know what somebody has. And having to am I supposed to just have an expectation that you're going to fight me head up with your fucking hands? Put the gun down, dude. Let's give it a go. Come on, bro. Are you serious? People don't do that. Just like that kid that got stabbed running away, these niggas pulled up, got him to his house, and he chose to go ahead and fight. And you know what happened to that little young black kid? He got his ass killed because the other guy who came and chased him down had a fucking carpenter knife. Had a fucking little razor blade, and as he's thinking he's punching, he's actually getting sliced. That's what happens when you think you fighting a motherfucker. Or just like that story that Tommy did a couple of years ago about the cousins. One cousin killed the other cousin, and she didn't even know she was getting stabbed. They got to fighting about a nigga outside a club somewhere, and the other cousin was hitting her, and she didn't realize she was getting stabbed in her midsection until she fucking fell the fuck out. Her own goddamn cousin. Right. Keeping it real when keeping it real goes wrong. Fight him head up. Fight me head up. Boy, please. How about I shoot you in your fucking face? And I know that sounds sad, and I know that sounds harsh, but that's the world we live in. Our world, not just America. It's a savage world. I'm not playing, I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not playing with none of y'all. I'm not fighting. I retired as a boxer 40 years ago. I was 7 when I said fuck it, and I picked up a gun. I was actually a little bit older than that. This is not the kind of world we live in where people would just fight head up, and whoever lose, that just lost, and then you live to fight another day. That shit Craig Daddy was talking in Friday is bullshit. I keep telling people, Friday was a fucking movie. In our world, in today's world, in the world 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago, Debo would have got shot in the fucking face with that Glock. Plain and simple. Friday sent the wrong message. That first cut of that shit, when Debo put that motherfucking, came up on Craig, what you gonna do, little nigga? What you say, little nigga? And Craig pulled out, little ass Craig, going up against big ass Debo, pulled out that Glock. He just shot that nigga in the face in the movie, and that would have been the end of Friday. We'd have been like, okay, next Friday, let's see what happens. Or do Craig go to jail? Did Debo have any brothers? Was Debo a Crip or a Blood? Is it going to be some retaliation? Debo would have got shot in the face in any neighborhood that I grew up in. Plain and simple. Big tall ass nigga with a motherfucking knife that looked like he crocodile, like the Black Crocodile ghetto version of Crocodile Dundee. He coming up to me talking about, what you say, little nigga? Yeah, put the gun down, Craig, and get knocked out like your daddy used to. First of all, you talking about my daddy, nigga, I really want to shoot you in your face. Fuck you think you is? That shit crazy. Right. UFO Kamikaze said Craig should have turned into Doughboy, nigga. Fuck. Turn your punk ass over.
We got to make sure that the innocent people of Portland are protected.
Are city leaders listening? They have approved several $1 million for gun violence intervention programs targeting at-risk youth, but admit results could take years, prompting this editorial response from the Oregonian. The council's long-term vision does not excuse its short-term sluggishness in facing this urgent, unyielding epidemic of violence.
Why would that even be a topic of discussion? Why would a government, local government, county government, state government, federal government, why would any government have a slow response or a sluggish response to violence? Why? There is no explanation for that, except for one, which I'm going to get to in the end. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Why would you do that? Why would you do that, Lawrence? That's an inside joke. But I'm just saying, why would they do that? Why would any government, hey man, shit's on fire? Well, the fire department's sluggish response to the fires that have been occurring through. You got the fucking every year. Hear this. Just listen to this. Every year, and please, somebody correct me if I'm lying. Stop me when I start lying. Please do. Every year, there are wildfires that take place on the West Coast. California burns every fucking year. As long as I've been an adult and have paid attention to the news, I have not seen a single fucking year where California ain't caught the fuck on fire and it's been a fucking devastating fucking effect on the entire fucking West Coast. The fires burn for fucking weeks. Have you ever heard of the fire department being sluggish to the response of the brush fires that occur on the West Coast? I've never heard it. They know it's going to happen. They know the shit is coming every fucking year. And what do? The same shit. We get a bunch of firemen from all over the fucking West Coast, and we go out here and we try to put these goddamn fires out because we know they're coming and we know they're going to happen. We move and evacuate people out of their neighborhoods every fucking year. We get these people out the fucking hills so that they shit can burn up. The fucking insurance companies come in, evaluate the damage, pay a bunch of fucking money to the people who've lost their homes. We lost everything and burned all of my third grade pictures. The picture that I had of my grandparents that they took when they came over to Ellis Island 77 years ago, it's gone. Every fucking year they do the same goddamn thing, don't they? Right. They got helicopters, fire trucks, police, sheriffs, everybody in the whole goddamn West Coast go and help every year with this shit. Have you ever heard of them being sluggish to respond? Never. Because they see the issue and they respond to it. Even when you have floods. Fucking Houston flood. I didn't even know this until my cousin told me about it. Shout out to Jericho. Told me about it. Damn near every time there's a big rain in Houston, certain parts of the city just fucking flood. Has there ever been a slow response to the flooding in Houston? They had so many, when they had that big ass flood 4-5 years ago, they had motherfucking everybody down there. Never sluggish to respond. Why would your local government allow this to take place? I'm going to tell you.
It's the fact that, number one, our police department is understaffed for a city of our size.
Commissioner Mingus Mapps is trying to move the council out of sluggishness.
Oh, so if he's a commissioner, he was probably part of the defunding process, yeah. Let's see if he acknowledges that.
Proposing critical solutions. First, Portland needs more police officers.
My goal is to have add about 300 new officers to the Portland Police Bureau. That'll get us up to the 1,100, 1,200 level, which.
Now that he fucked up right there. that is something that you hardly will ever hear, and you should never hear. I can't believe that he said that. Did y'all catch that? He said that should get us up to the 1,100 mark if they bring on 300 police officers. So that means there's roughly about 700 to 800 police officers in all of Portland. You never hear that. Thank you. Thank you, David. Thank you, Jason. You never hear that. You will never hear a city official or any type of government official tell you exactly how many police officers that they have. Because that's counting everybody. That's not only account for your details, like, hey, these people are out on traffic. That's everybody. That's upper brass. That's people that's in the office all day. Your desk sergeant. That's all of the department. And if they're at 700, man, come on now. Matter of fact, let me help you. Portland population 2021. God damn. I didn't know it was that many. 708, let's say 800 people. Because he said 1,100. 800 people. 800 police officers policing 661,419 fucking people. That's literally impossible. I got 600,000 motherfuckers, and I'm going to bring 800 cops in. Seriously. He's a dumbass.
Is enough to provide full coverage.
Building epidemic of violence.
Oh, it's the fact that, number one, our police department is understaffed for a city of our size.
Commissioner Mingus Mapps is trying to move the council out of sluggishness, proposing critical solutions. First, Portland needs more police officers.
My goal is to add about 300 new officers to the Portland Police Bureau. That'll get us up to the 1,100, 1,200 level, which is enough to provide full coverage.
The mayor also wants 300 additional officers and sees Mapps as an ally.
It's not just me talking anymore. There appears to be sufficient support on the city council to hire more officers.
But is optimism enough to overcome months of inaction by city leaders because of their political and philosophical differences? Mapps says it's more than just hiring more officers.
Portland also needs to hear that we have a police department which is understaffed and demoralized and is not currently supported with the tools they need.
Among his other solutions, expand the Portland Street Response Program and face the truth. Portland has a gang problem.
I'm particularly concerned about the fact that we have not really come to terms with gang violence here in Portland. Until we get on top of that, we're not going to be able to bring our homicide numbers down.
Portland's had record shootings and murders so far this year.
Kimberly Dixon has appeared in ads for the People for Portland campaign. She lost her son Andreas to gun violence. She, too, is calling for more police officers.
Boy, that nigga look like Radio Raheem, don't he? But look, here's what I'm saying. I've heard of plenty of police departments being understaffed. I've heard that plenty of times before. But it's like now, you giving the actual number. If I was a criminal, just saying, I've known a criminal or two. If I was a criminal and I heard those kind of numbers for the whole entire fucking city, I'll take my chances. I would take my chances because it's like, look at the numbers. Look at, you got 1,000 police officers. Are all of them police officers working every weekend? Hell no. You got people that's out. And when you really look at that and thinking it's 800 police officers, when you thinking it's 800 police officers, you got to take into account of your upper brass, people who ain't never hit the streets. You got to take into account your police officers that do shit like evidence techs and fucking shit like that are not actual on the street, on the patrol officers. I would probably tell you it's probably about half. It might be 400 police officers actually hitting them streets every day, or in a rotation to hit the streets every day. Because you got people that's out on medical leave, you got people that's old as fuck, you got so many people that are in different areas of the police department, 400-500 people maybe, and you got to have over 660,000 motherfuckers in a city. And not to say that all of them are criminals, but even if you took, let's just say 10% of those people are criminals. How do you get 800 people to police 60,000 motherfuckers, man? That's perspective for your ass.
If we had a significant amount of fires, we would not be throwing fire trucks over the bridge and saying, nope, we don't need those. We're going to cut that in half. We're going to reduce the amount of fire trucks. We make sure we have enough fire trucks to cover per capita. Then we need to have enough law enforcement to cover the citizens of our city.
Kimberly applauds the efforts at funding intervention programs for at-risk youth targeting the root causes of gun violence, but says that's only one piece of the puzzle. We need action now.
So just think about the stupidity that's going on. And this is not just here. This is in other parts of the country too. So you talk shit about the police, first of all. You totally demoralize the department. You tell the police that they ain't shit. Then you actually take away resources from the police. You take away monies. You take away funding sources. You take that shit away from the police. Then crime goes up through the fucking roof. People are getting shot. People are dying. People are getting their ass beat. All this shit that's going on. You turn right back around and say, we need more police. Then you say we need to find a way to refund the police department, but yet and still you were the ones who kicked off defunding the fucking police. You were the ones who wanted to encourage the autonomous zone. You were the ones that called the rioting that took place and them having an entire, how many city blocks was it that they fucking took over? You guys called it a summer of fun and protest. That's what you called it. Now you got a bunch of people getting together saying, well, we didn't ask for this. We need help. It's so crazy. It's terrible. Bullshit. You got what you asked for. It's the same thing with this administration. All you motherfuckers out here that talked about Donald Trump is racist. We got to get the orange guy out. We got to get rid of this fucking clown. We got to get rid of Trump. He's a racist and he ain't doing us no good. We got to get him out of here. And now you got what you asked for. And how about this? All those people that was so against Trump, where are they now? Biden literally has the worst presidential rating than any other president ever. Ever. The worst. Where are those people at now? Where are those people at now? You don't see them on the social media. You don't see them on their Twitters. You don't see them on their Facebooks. They're not on their Instagrams. Ain't nobody saying shit about the worst president of all time. This nigga's the GOAT of worst presidents, and ain't nobody saying shit, and he's only been in office for less than a year. He's just coming up on a year. In 2 months, he'll be at a year. He's fucking went from the White House to the shit house in less than a year, and ain't nobody who voted for this motherfucker saying a goddamn thing about it. But yet and still, come on, Amanda, you read my mind. But yet and still, these same motherfuckers that voted for him said he got the most votes ever. He's the most popular president of all time. How, Sway? How? How could the person who got more votes ever, this person has the most votes ever. He's the GOAT of votes. How could this motherfucker who's gotten so many votes be so fucking picked as the favorite, but yet and still has the worst rating ever? Because if he got the most votes ever and he won, that would mean even if all of the Trump supporters voted and said he's the worst motherfucker ever, it wouldn't be enough to make him the worst. It wouldn't be enough. He has the most votes ever. This is the person who y'all said is the best thing to ever come along, the most popular, voted for presidential candidate of all time. And now he's the worst? I smell a rat. And where is the vice president, the counterpart? Even worse. But they got the most votes ever. Okay. Tell me how them numbers work. I don't know. I've never heard of that. I've never heard of somebody who got the most votes ever turns out to be the worst ever. I've never heard of that. I don't know how those numbers could literally add up. Even if you had a certain percentage that crossed over and said, nah, I don't like him, it wouldn't be that big of a margin because this motherfucker is the GOAT of votes.
We defunded, we disbanded, but we did not reconstruct anything. So we left officers and we left this community literally out here naked without protection.
How do you do that? How do you defund and restructure for protection? Law enforcement. How do you do that? Do you see how people don't even realize what the fuck they're saying? How do you defund law enforcement and then reconstruct law enforcement at the same time? How do you enforce the law when you're actually defunding the people who enforce the law? It makes no sense.
Well, this young lady lost her life, you know, unfortunately, you know, unnecessarily.
Lionel Irving points out the corner at Northeast Deacon and MLK, now marked with flowers. This is where 25-year-old Danae Williams was shot and killed while sitting in a car, an innocent victim of a drive-by shooting.
She just was in the car. She definitely wasn't a target.
Lionel spent time in prison for killing a 14-year-old boy. He was part of the gang life, a life he turned around. He now helps others end the cycle of violence with his Love is Stronger program.
Sounded like them niggas was about to play colors, didn't it? Like colors, 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 colors.
This is where 25-year-old Danae Williams was shot and killed while sitting in a car, an innocent victim of a drive-by shooting.
She just was in the car. She definitely wasn't a target.
Lionel spent time in prison for killing a 14-year-old boy. He was part of the gang life, a life he turned around. He now helps others end the cycle of violence with his Love is Stronger program.
No matter what we call it, gang violence, gun violence, intercommunity violence, group violence, we got a gun violence.
Sharecropping violence, slave violence. Why does this nigga have on a slave hat? That seems like a hat that Chicken George wore right before he got off of the plantation. And Chicken George said, I ain't gonna be no slave no more. Here you go, sir. You take it. And he's like, okay. Yeah, see, the violence usually unjustifiably. Where the fuck did he get this hat from? And why would he? And he knew what he was about to do. He knew he had an interview today. Just rock a fade, bruh. Why would you have to come on with the jogging suit with your organization shirt over it that's pink than a motherfucker and then a white sharecropper hat? Right, nigga got the hat off of Gilligan's Island. And this motherfucker killed a 14-year-old boy. Right. Yes, he did say that. Former killer, now turned activist. And yeah.
It's a problem.
Lionel supports a much greater investment in intervention programs, but says we all deserve basic public safety.
So you're not for defunding the police?
No question, not at all. Then who gonna protect and serve? If you defund the police, who they gonna find? Who gonna be running the streets if somebody? We have to have a law and order in some form.
Is Portland over? A place where police now admit they can't provide the level of safety citizens deserve.
People don't feel safe to go into the park over here to play with their kids anymore. That's powerful. It embarrasses me personally.
Is Portland over?
And that's a real police officer's point there. When you take that oath, and when you actually swear an oath to protect and serve, when you swear that oath to uphold the law, when you go out on them streets every day and you put that uniform on, you're not just doing it for the check. You're not. You're doing it because you actually give a shit. Every police officer that puts on that uniform, well, I'm not going to say every because nothing's absolute, but the greater majority of police officers who put on that uniform at some point in their career, in the beginning, they put it on because they actually gave a shit. They put it on because they wanted to make a difference and serve their community. They wanted their neighborhoods to be safe. They wanted to actually make a difference and protect those who can't protect themselves. And when you have shit like this, where you see your department that you work and you carry your ass every day in and out of the job to put your life on the line, and you see that you don't have the resources to do your job, it's not just demoralizing, it's defeating. It's fucking hurtful to have to deal with that shit. Just saying. The Bell 5000 said Kwame Brown and Joe Biden are tied for biggest bust of all time. Hey, at least Joe Biden done won once or twice. I can say that. At least Joe Biden done won too, baby. He done won a few. He got a few W's under his belt. I can say that for him. I'm just saying. I mean, he done won vice president and he done won the motherfucking presidency. He was a senator or some shit at one time? I'm just saying. The motherfucker got to win. So now he beating Kwame on that one. Kwame ain't got no ring. Dickie Simpson got a ring over Kwame. I'm just saying. And nigga ain't no. He's not a basketball player like that, man. He ain't no winner. He just a nigga that showed up. It's just the advantages of being a 7-footer. There you go.
When many feel a sense of sadness and despair over what we know our city can be and should be.
Well, I think I feel what every black parent in Portland feels. It's terrifying, you know.
Now, do you hear what he just said? Now it's about the black parents. I saw a number of white folks talking about how fucked up shit was. I'm just saying. This shit is bigger than race, dude.
I got an 11-year-old boy and a 12-year-old boy with brown skin who, you know, ride their bikes to school and home from school. You know, we hear bullets on weekend nights, like Portlanders all around. I'm scared to death, and as they get older.
Is Portland over when it comes to stopping the cycle of gun violence and death on our streets? This is the park you grew up in. You played here as a young girl.
Yes.
So there are a lot of memories here. On the morning Kimberly and I met in Alberta Park, we watched children playing nearby. Will gun violence be part of their future?
This is how a park should look, filled with life. And the kids on those swings don't have a care in the world, right? They're not thinking about violence as they should be. That's how it should be for everybody. The future is in our hands, and it is our, in Hawaiian the word is kuleana, it is our utmost responsibility to ensure they have the best future.
A future and a past whose faces we can't forget.
Now, here's my thing. So you want to ask as I wrap this up and bring it on home. You ask, why would they allow something like this to happen? Why would they just not do anything about this? Why would the local government allow the people to suffer and be terrorized and be plagued with this gun violence? Well, Let me tell you why. It is part of the plan of our New World Order. That shit that people hear, I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just telling you what I know. The only reason why I would let you be in a situation where you're suffering like this is because I need you to give me control. I want you to give up your rights. And I'm telling you, one of the pillars, one of the key one of the key aspects of this whole New World Order, I shit you not, all of my people out here, this is the conspiracy theorists and all of that shit. Here's the facts. One of the key aspects to you being assimilated into this New World Order, it literally is to not to just defund the police, but it's to disarm the citizens. This all comes back to gun control. If I can get you afraid, if I can get you to the point to where you're so afraid, to where you don't feel safe, you will not only give up your rights, you will beg me to do it. You will beg me to take matters into my own hands as the government. To say, we want to give you our guns. Make all guns illegal and this will all stop. That's why. That's why they want to disarm the American people. All that shit, they not trying to take your guns away. They don't want to take your gun nuts or something else. All you gun nuts do is talk about how they going to try to take your guns. Why else would I let a people suffer? Because I want them to be afraid. I want them to lose hope. I want them to be in despair. And then I want them to beg me to do what it is that I wanted to do in the beginning. Take your guns. Because then you will be dependent on me for your safety. And all they're going to do is start saying, hey, we know that this is so terrible and we want to try to stop it, but we can't stop it unless we come up with legislation to get the guns off the streets. We can't stop it until we can come up with some type of laws so that they won't have these guns. We're trying to help you people. We just got to get the guns off the street. That's where this is. That's how we can help you. If you let us take the guns off the streets, you'll all be safe. That's where they want to get you. And that's why they're letting these people suffer. That's why it's not about just the niggas living in gun violence. They're like, no, we got to let them all suffer. All these broke motherfuckers, these motherfuckers that's barely making it, all these motherfuckers that's going to be in these voting districts, these districts where these people go out to vote. Yeah, we want the crime to get over there too because they ain't never been around gun violence. So they going to be even more afraid and even more willing to give up their gun rights. We'll promise them we'll take care of you. We'll protect you. That's what they want you to do. They want you so afraid that you will give up your right to protect yourself. And then once they do that, you'll be at the mercy of either the politicians or the criminals. You'll be at their mercy. You will be at their mercy. You'll be paying more taxes and you'll be less protected than you've ever been in your entire life. And they'll tell you, right, you'll be happy. You'll love it. You will love it. That's why they're trying Kyle Rittenhouse. They want to scare you into not defending yourself. They want to make you suffer the consequences for trying to defend yourself. That's why they're trying Kyle Rittenhouse. They don't want anyone, let alone a young person, defending themselves. They want you to lose whatever it is you're gonna lose. Whether it's your life or your products or your items, your goods, whatever, lose it. Give it to them. These politicians' mentality is saying that somebody breaks in your house, let them have your stuff, and then we'll worry about it later. While they live in gated communities with security details. while they walk the streets with armed security guards. So the very people that want you to give up your guns, the very people that tell you you don't need guns, are the very people that are walking around with people who have guns. Isn't that fucking ironic? And the minute you shoot a motherfucker and they get hit and they talking about, he broke my collarbone or he vaporized my arm, now you're the bad guy. Why would you be out there with an AR-15? Anyone that goes out with an AR-15 or shoots a person with an AR-15 at close range, his intent is to kill people. You're goddamn right I'm going to kill somebody that's coming after me. I don't give a fuck if they got a skateboard, they got their fucking hands. Don't fuck with me. Just like Scarface said. Don't fuck with me. You goddamn right. I'm not going to let somebody chase me, run me down, whoop my ass, and me not respond with greater or equal violence. I'm sorry. And I said that in the right order. I'm not going to let them do it. And just to give you an example on how that should look, it should look like this.
Meantime, a shootout between a homeowner and two suspected thieves leaves one of the suspects dead. Police records show the man killed had just been arrested for the unlawful use of a weapon. WGN's Eric Rung is in Lakeview with more.
This deadly shooting, as you can imagine, has this entire neighborhood talking, just not on camera. But before the rain started this morning, several people who live near this intersection came outside, got together in groups, and discussed exactly what they heard happen last night. By the time the sun was up, there were few signs anything had happened at the corner of Wolcott and Oakdale in Lakeview, let alone a deadly shooting. While not wanting to appear on camera, people who lived near the intersection did come out and tell me what they heard and what they saw. Witnesses and Chicago police say around 11 last night, two men were under a car, likely trying to steal a catalytic converter. Then gunfire erupted. At least a dozen shots, witnesses say, were fired. When the shooting ended, 25-year-old Darian Blackman was dead. Chicago police say a 44-year-old homeowner who is a licensed conceal and carry holder heard a noise, went to investigate, and saw two men under a car. When they saw the homeowner, they crawled out and pulled out guns and fired. That's when the...
Did you hear that?
44-year-old returned fire, hitting Blackman in the neck. The other man, we're told, jumped into a car and sped away. No one else was hurt, but at least one home was hit by a stray bullet. Blackman was no stranger to law enforcement. His last arrest was September 9th for the unlawful use of a weapon and not having a valid FOID card. He was released the next day. Police found a gun at the scene last night. We did reach out to the state's attorney's office to see the terms of the release for Blackman. However, likely due to the holiday, we weren't able to get in touch with anyone. CWB Chicago, however, is reporting that Blackman was on parole when he was shot and killed last night. In Lakeview, I'm Eric Rung, WGN News.
You hear that? This is why, and I know some people will look at this and say, oh, so you're telling me that a person should not, a person's life is worth more than a fucking isn't worth more than a fucking catalytic converter? Yes, I'm telling you that. The person or the people that will go around stealing catalytic converters, their lives are not worth more than a catalytic converter. And the reason why I say that is we have to get to a point to where we draw a line in the sand and say, hey, you need to stop stealing. You need to stop taking shit from people just because you think you can. That's exactly where we need to get to as a society. If it's not yours, don't fucking touch it, because it will never stop. If they'll steal your catalytic converter, they'll steal your battery. They'll steal your battery, they'll steal your car. They'll steal your car, they'll break in your house. They'll break in your house, they'll fucking rape you. If they break in your house, they'll fucking kill you. Those guys were out fucking stealing catalytic converters with guns. So if it was just about they were hungry and they were just trying to provide a way for them to eat, if they're doing that, then why would you not think that they would kill you for a catalytic converter. The very same people that would try to kill me for a catalytic converter are the very same people that I would kill for my fucking catalytic converter. Fuck that. Shout out to my boy DJ Just J at the AFC podcast. What up, bro? Fuck that. There's no reason that I would feel any remorse for a person who would fucking pull a gun on me to steal my shit and me to pull my gun on them to take them out. You need more like him. That dude's a fucking hero in my book. If we had more people like that, we wouldn't have half of the fucking problems that we have. All this shit, well, you know, people's lives are more than stuff. People are worth more than stuff. Yeah, regular people are worth more than stuff. But the motherfuckers who come and take your stuff that you work hard for, that you go to work for, that you abide by the law and you go by the rules to fucking earn, and a motherfucker just wants it because they feel they can take it, they absolutely do not. They absolutely do not deserve you to grant them the fucking right to say, yeah, I'm going to let you take my shit because it's just my shit that I bust my ass for. Yeah, inconvenience my life to make your life easier because you just going to take what I work for. Fuck that and fuck them. You want to go and rob a person's home? Hey, you get what you get. You want to go and slide up under a nigga's car and take their fucking catalytic converter and he come outside and he see you, you get what you get. And if you notice, that guy didn't go out there, hey, what's going on, with a flashlight. That motherfucker went out there with a pistol. He went out there to confront the threat and to investigate what the fuck was going on. And that's how you better go do it. Don't you sit back and think you're going to go outside with your fucking Louisville Slugger and scare off some fucking robbers or some fucking thieves. Right, I think somebody said earlier, a catalytic converter got $3,000 worth of fucking platinum or rhodium or some shit like that. It's precious metal in those things, which is why they steal them. So you're going to take the car that I'm paying for, you're going to come, take the catalytic converter, leave me and my fucking whole situation fucked to where I gotta go buy another fucking catalytic converter and then hope you don't come back and steal that one because it was so easy for you to steal it the first time. You just like, fuck it. Now, if I do come outside to stop you from stealing it, not only are you gonna confront me with guns, but you could potentially kill me for a fucking catalytic converter. Yeah, you damn sure do you deserve to die. You damn sure do. Every bullet you got, you deserved it. Plain and simple. Because that dude up under that car, he literally...
Well, he died doing what he loved. Getting shot.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Plain and fucking simple. We have got to get to a point to where, hey, those of you that want to be the worst of our fucking people, the worst of our society, the worst in our community, you deserve the worst fucking treatment that you can possibly give. He should have his day in court like anybody else. Fuck him and fuck that. Surrender, motherfucker, if you want your day in court. Surrender if you want your day in court. Give up. You want your day in court? Surrender and say, hey, man, I'll go to jail. I'm sorry, man. Call the police. I'll sit here till they come. That's how you get your day in court. Other than that, fuck you and fuck that. You deal with any of these motherfuckers, you better be ready to send them to the upper room.
The upper room with Jesus.
That's what it comes down to, because it comes down to the savage and the civilized person. And if you're not gonna deal with that savage and be just as savage, you're gonna be a fucking sheep and you're gonna get the worst of it. I promise you that. Nice guys finish last, or they don't finish at all. Because you'll hear that same story could have been, yes, a homeowner in a decent neighborhood came outside and was murdered last night. Police say that they were in the process of stealing the man's catalytic converter. He came out to tell them to stop, and the two guys got from up under the car with guns. They shot him, took the catalytic converter, and left. Police are still searching for the criminals who did it. No leads have yet yielded any fruit. More news at 11. That's the other way that shit goes. And tell me how many times have you heard that? Nice guy going out to see what's going on, see what the commotion is, gets fucking gunned down, and that's it. His ass is grass. He's dead. Hold a vigil, light some candles, let loose some balloons, have some people come on and cry about him, put on some airbrush t-shirts, and that's the end of the fucking deal. On to the next one. On to the next one. Same thing will happen tomorrow, 2 weeks from now. 77-year-old man shot and killed from home invasion. Oh, damn. He lived long enough. He was an old guy. Hopefully they'll catch him. On to the next one. Exactly. It's like if I see a motherfucker under my car, let's get it. Let's get it. I'm not fucking playing. And I'm telling you all this. All of you people that are living in these middle class areas, all of you people that are living in these ghettos, all of you people that's living in these fucking areas where you don't have private security and in a gated community, you better get ready. As TD Jakes would say, get ready, get ready, get ready. Because it's coming your way. Coming soon to a neighborhood near you, not just a hood. Ain't it something how the crime has gone from the hood to just neighborhoods now? You better get ready. Because it's gonna come. Because it's gonna get worse. These prosecutors aren't prosecuting Kim Fox. These police departments don't have the police. Fuck about being defunded. Police officers have said, fuck this. I'm not gonna put my life, I'm not gonna put my career. There's so many police officers I've heard that have left the department to become nurses, become IT professionals. They said, "Fuck it, I'm going to do something else. I'm not doing this shit. It's not worth it. It's not worth my life. It's not worth the pay, and it's definitely not worth the people that talk shit and treat me like shit just because I took an oath to actually enforce the law." Star Manning said, "If you mess with regular folks, you get shat on." I'm just telling y'all have got to stop being silent. You've got to stop being passive. You have got to stop hoping and wishing and praying that your government is going to take care of you, because I just proven to you that they don't, and they're doing it by design. This ain't a lack of leadership. This is a fucking master plan to get these guns out your hand. Like Eric B. and Rakim said years ago, thinking of a master plan to get all these guns up out y'all hands. I'm telling you. So I walk up the street whistling this, trying to get these guns out y'all hands because I miss doing what the fuck I want to do to these people. Y'all walking around, so I call you sheeple. Fuck fish. I'm just gonna make you my bitch. And without those guns, it's gonna be more than just a wish. I'm telling y'all, this shit is more than what you think it is. It's not lack of government, lack of leadership. This is exactly what it is. We gonna get you on your fucking knees, and then we gonna make you lay down. That's what it is. What better time to kick a motherfucker than when they down? Ain't no better. They closer to the ground that way. You ain't got to lift your foot up that high. This is the beginning. They're trying to make your knees buckle so you will drop down to them. Stop them now. What that last video I just played you, that's what all y'all better do when you walk out the door. You better have that mentality. Tango said not that they don't even have the police in some cases, that they've passed laws that says if it's not over a certain amount, let them get away with it. We won't charge them. Yes. They're not even prosecuting motherfuckers, and they're telling people you should stop protecting yourself and just let shit happen. Stop being concerned about protecting your property. Stop being concerned about protecting your family. The police will come eventually. Just let it happen. Give them what they want, and we'll worry about the stuff later. Bullshit. I'm telling you, that's what your government is thinking about, because they're like, if we can get these guns out these motherfuckers' hands, we can do whatever the fuck we want to do. And all we want to do is give these motherfuckers just enough to survive. Not to thrive, but to survive. We want you living hand to mouth. We want you so focused on just trying to get enough to survive that you won't give a shit about how we thriving. Haves and have-nots. That's it. So with that being said, I'm going to end the show now. Thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch me late tonight. I know it's late. I'm going to try to do an early show next time, but I just want to tell you guys that I appreciate each and every last one of you, and I hope that this video helps somebody become a better version of themselves. I really do. I really hope that somebody will look at this and it will change the way that they think about how they protect themselves and their community. This is what it's about. It's about your survival, and it's about how you live. Obsidian, go ahead on with that bullshit, sir. We tried to just let your shit be deleted, but get the fuck out of here with that shit now. Put your ass on timeout. But I just want to say that you have to look at this and you got to say, hey, I got to do something now. I got to do something now so that I can be ready for when it goes left. Because if you don't, you will be the sheep led to the slaughter. I'm telling you. And they might get me. But I ain't gonna be no easy win, nigga. I tell you that. I won't be an easy win. They catch me, hey, that mean they got the drop on me, or I went down with my rifle and my slide back barrel smoking. That's what it's about. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. I love you all. Till next time, peace, and I'm out. Shout out to everybody that donated. I thank you guys so much. The few that did, if you're watching this on the replay, please click the like and please donate, because you still can. Shout out to Christopher Sykes. Hit your boy up with $5. Thank you so much. Shout out to Mike Sims. Hit your boy with $10. Thank you so much. Shout out to my man David. Hit your boy with $10. And shout out to Illustrate. Hit your boy with $3. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to all my mods. I love y'all. Salute to all of you guys. Shout out to Soto Nation. Shout out to my man DJ Just J, who stopped by today. Appreciate you. If you have not checked out the AFC podcast, go ahead. My man does a phenomenal job advocating for these children. He really does. So salute to you, brother. I love you. And shout out to my man, always with the master plan, Tommy Sotomayor. I love y'all. Peace, and I'm out.
What's going on, everybody out there in the internet world? It's me, Brian Redmond, also known as the Relationship Rehab. And I need you to do two things. What are those two things? Subscribing to both my channels. I need you to go to the Relationship Rehab, subscribe to that channel, and then I need you to go to United Guns of America and go to that channel. Now you may be asking, why would I do that, Brian? Because it's two of the hottest channels on the internet. Come over there, give me your thoughts, give me your opinions, have conversations, because that's what it's all about. We talk about some of everything: politics, relationships, guns, law enforcement, community stuff. Anything that's happening, I'm willing to have a conversation about it. So come on over. You don't got nothing else to lose, and you ain't got nothing else to do. So,
hey, you know what? DJ, let's come up with something. And let's figure out how we could do a collab on the show. Let's figure something out. We'll talk. Yeah, let's do something. Later.
Come to my channel, subscribe ASAP, and join in on the fun. Twice the entertainment, 2 channels, twice the fun. Come on and have a funky good time with your boy. Peace, and I'm out.